In the discussion board area, you can also look to your right to see how many posts were posted in each forum. You can see how many of these posts you haven't read and how many participants are in each forum. You might notice that under the unread posts, they are underlined and therefore they are linked. Your cursor will change into a hand, and you can click on them and you will be able to read all the posts that you have not read so far. This is important if your instructor asks you to discuss a subject and talk with other people in the class about it. In order to see the posts of the students who have posted in any given forum, click on the forum you will access, for example, in this case, the assignment forum, and you will see a list of all the posts. Notice up here in the right-hand corner it says page 1 of 2. Don't assume that what you see are the only posts there. Make sure you check what page it is on. If there's more than one page, click the arrow next to it so you will also see the second page. This is very important if you are meant to respond to some of your classmates so you can read all your classmates' posts. Let us return to the first page. On the first page, you will see that the instructor has posted an introduction. To read this introduction, you simply click on the link and Blackboard will take you to that introduction. You see that all the links and all the threads in this conversation are displayed here, and the introduction of the instructor is displayed below. If you see the RE in front of any of the links, it means that this was a reply to the post on top. I will show you how you reply to a post and how you start your own thread. If your instructor requires you to start a thread or post something in discussion board, you will simply get to the forum, enter the forum, and then click Create Thread. Once you do so, Blackboard will take you to a screen that looks very familiar. It looks very much like an email box. Please note that subject has an orange asterisk in front, which indicates that it is a required field. A lot of times the instructor will tell you what to put in the subject area. If the instructor has not told you what to put in the subject area, put something pertinent to the assignment. In this case, let's add assignment 1. You see that the box is very much like any word processor. It allows you to bold, to italicize, to underline, to change the fonts, to change the size, to change the font color. You can also attach a file by clicking on this icon, attach a picture or an image by clicking on this icon. You can even attach a video, a QuickTime video in this case. Occasionally, you will get into your discussion board and what you will see, the box with none of the icons. If that is the case, please make sure that you check that text editor is on. If it says off, simply click on it to turn the text editor back on. When you do so, you will have the screen with the icons that will allow you to type. Once you type your text, you will see that you can type just as in any other email box. Let's assume for a moment that you are not the best speller. You may click on the little icon that says APC and your text will automatically be spell checked. You will receive a pop-up, and if you had any errors, it will offer you corrections. Click OK or the correction and you will be back on your text box. Occasionally, you might have to attach a file. To do so, you would go to number 2, where it says Attachments, and click Browse My Computer. you will receive a pop-up window. There you will navigate to the file that you need. In this case, we want to attach a picture of a koala bear, so we see the appropriate file, we click on it, we click open, and you will now notice that this file appears here under selected file. Let's assume for a moment that you have clicked the wrong file. You do not have to retype everything. Simply click Do Not Attach, browse My Computer, and find the correct file. In this case, let's put the desert picture on there and click Open. The file then will appear, and once you submit this particular assignment, you will see that at the end, the last one was your thread. You see it says Assignment 1, what you had put in the subject line. You can see the author. You see that it has been published. It also tells you the date and the time that you have published this discussion board. You click on the thread, you will be able to see what you had typed and your attachment. If you need to look at an attachment, you simply click on this attachment, and in this case you will see our desert picture coming right up. Let's assume for a moment that you have read this thread and you now want to reply to the person who had written it. Simply click Reply, and it will take you again to the page with your text box. Type your reply. Like this, and then click Submit, and your reply will now be submitted to the discussion board to the particular thread that you are answering. Once the screen changes, you can now see the original thread or post and your reply beneath. To access your reply, you simply click on that link and you can see what you have replied. Also notice that on top you have a green bar which says Success. You replied to thread Assignment 1. Every time you hit Submit in Blackboard and it was successful, you will have this green bar and it will tell you that you were successful. Let me take a moment to show you the My Grades. If you do not have a link that says My Grades or Grades in your course menu, you may access them through clicking on Tools and then finding My Grades in the list of items that appears. In this case, we have a link, and when we click on My Grades, it will take us to a screen that shows all the assignments and the grades that were assigned. This is the My Grades area of Blackboard. Here, you will see all the items that have had a grade column. You see all the times that something was posted and when the item was created. You can see the last activity that you have on each of these assignments. The last instructor activity is also posted. You then see your grades. You see the points that were possible. Occasionally you will have a column that says average and another column that says median. These columns display how you have done compared to the rest of the class. Last not least is a column that says comments. Your instructor may post feedback to you in the comments section, which then will show up here next to your grade. As you can see, this student, meaning me, has not been the best of students. There are lots of zeros here. However, there are some graded assignments. One of them is the quiz that we just taken. You see that the quiz grade is blue and underlined, and if you click on it, it will take you immediately back to this View Attempt screen, which shows that you have 2 attempts on the quiz and the grade on each one of them. You can access it by simply clicking on the grade. Let's do that. You then get back to your test submission and you can see all your answers, whether they were right and whether they were wrong, and if any feedback was given. It is always a good practice to check your grades after the assignments have been graded to make sure that they are recorded properly. Instructors are human beings too. Occasionally a mistake will occur. Do not post anything in the public discussion boards about grading. Rather, send your instructor an email or a message alerting him or her to the problem that you have found with one of your grades.